The NX will be a handheld console hybrid according to a ton of rumors, and I think that this is true and that they will be sold separately. So you have one with the handheld and one with the console and the handheld for a different price. Zach Sharps is here to discuss this prediction with me. This was part of the Everything Gaming podcast that you can listen to by following the link in the description below. For now, enjoy the discussion and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Because they're now like moving their console and handheld business together, they're combining it, that it would be good to have one console SKU and one SKU with the handheld and the console. So for people that just want the 3DS, the new 3DS, not the new 3DS that they sell now, but like the next step, the next generation of handhelds from Nintendo, they can just buy the NX Handheld. Don't even matter, go ahead, buy that stuff, play Zelda on it if you want. But for the people that also want the Nintendo console experience, they just have a bundle. So I think that the handheld and the console will be sold separately, and I of course have some points why I think that. So first, the 3DS launched for $250, and we all know that it was the same with Sony. They thought PlayStation 2 is selling extremely well, people will just run out to the store to buy our new system. It doesn't matter how much it costs. So Sony of course saw this the hard way, Nintendo as well, because they decreased their price by like $80 or $70. It was like $180. Like 6 months after the launch of the 3DS, they had this massive price cut. Also, the Wii U didn't do that well at $300, $350. So to get back to the 3DS point, I think that if they want to have a successful handheld, they need to have it at $199. I think $199 for this handheld is a great sell for the people that just want to have this handheld. They don't want to sit in front of a TV. And I think there's an audience for that. You want to give people choices. That's what it's all about right now. Sony is not saying, okay, the PS4 Pro is now the PlayStation 4 moving forward. No, you still have this slim version if you want that. If you want the better version, okay, go ahead and buy that. So that's why I think that the NX, the like handheld, will be sold separately for $199. Great price. People will not say, oh, that's a lot for a handheld. But if you want to have this console as well, it will be $299. And that's also, a little. The Wii U launched like with this wide 8 gigabyte hard drive, 8 gig. It's insane if you think about it. At $299, and also they had the deluxe bundle for $340 or $350. And I also think, why would Sony not, or why would Nintendo not do this? Because it doesn't really matter for the install base. All the games that will be out for this handheld will also be playable on the console, and the other way around. It's not that if people only buy this handheld, the install base will be smaller. So that's why I think this will be a great way to do it for them. They will have an entry point level system for people that just want the game on the go, they just want the new 3DS, and for people that really want the full Nintendo experience, also want to go home, plug it into the TV or however that will work, they just pay a little bit more but also get this console thing. That's my bold prediction. Hopefully they will do it, but I think that you have a different opinion about this, right, Zach?
I think that I'm not like super against the idea, but it's also one of those things where I kind of wish they would just sort of be combined. That way it's a lot easier and a lot more enticing from a value perspective for people that are going in the store during, when they go in there, they're like, oh, well, we can get basically, the handheld and also the console itself all in one package, and it's one price and it's a cheap price. Where if you have two different things, then it's like, oh, well, this is a new console and then this is a new handheld. This is sort of what they've been doing this to begin with. It's not really that special, and then that loses its sort of wow factor there with what the prices would be. But I do agree with your point that from a price perspective, it would be hard for them to have a dedicated hardware, machine that's supposed to be like a home console, and then also have the portable that you could take on the go and it worked just fine as well. They would have to either have really underpowered hardware in each of those in order to, skim a profit off of each of the console sales, or they would just have to sell them separately. That way they can make even more profit off of this hardware sales in general and not have to gimp so much on the hardware, unless they plan on selling it for a good bit of money, which I really doubt it, because Nintendo's always been aiming at the $300 range and below, and they've not really went above that too often. So it's going to be intriguing to see, and I think fun to see what they do moving forward and what the actual price ends up being and how they actually plan on marketing this product out to the public. And we're going to know more soon, which is good, or we should know more soon. And so it's definitely time.
It's time.
And depending on how they do it, I might buy it, I might not. I'm still on the fence. I talked last episode how I think they really need to try and target those people who have been on the fence, who used to love the GameCube and the Nintendo 64, but over time they saw it go down a gimmicky path that led them to, they still had good games, but they also had a console that wasn't enticing from a third-party perspective. So a lot of people moved over to Xbox and also Sony to get an all-in-one gaming package that they can have and enjoy with their friends and family.
Yeah.
So
I think that
it's good. I think that either or, it will have a potential to sell if everything else is done right. I just think that combined would be a lot better from a value perspective.
Yeah, but I think that you can't have this console without the handheld. So what I think here is that, to clarify a little bit, you have like only the handheld or the handheld in the console for $299. So because the console will not be, there will not be any teraflops or whatever in the console. It will just be a system that streams your via a cable to the TV. So it will not be two different systems. It will just be that if you are only a handheld gamer, you can buy the handheld, and if you are this console gamer, you have the handheld as well as the console. That was more the, and maybe that was a little not really clear, but also why I think that, and that really is also their strategy with the 2DS. That is really like $80 right now. It's a piece of crap, but it can play all the 3DS games. So for kids that want to play the new Pokemon game, they even have bundles. So for $99, you have this 2DS with the Pokemon game, and it plays fine, right? So this is also like the entry level. They see, okay, if we want to fight against the mobile market, and people that play mobile games, they might want to have some more advanced games. I mean, Pokemon Go, it's fun, but the real RPG Pokemon games are obviously way awesomer. They're really in depth and stuff like that. So people that are playing Pokemon Go want to have this new Pokemon game as well. And if they again get this system with the Pokemon game, they don't really care about the system. I mean, it's a Pokemon game. You don't really have to. It's not an action game. It doesn't really matter how the system holds. You can just play it at your own pace. I think the 2DS is a smart way, and that really shows you that Nintendo also wants a lot of people to get their hands on this system. So that's why I think this handheld only SKU can also be an option. And to get back to your point with getting you back, I think the moment they show a family in a trailer, I think you're out, right?
Pretty much. I mean that would just give me too many flashbacks to the Wii and the Wii U and what they were trying with those machines. But I mean, I don't know, like, it's gonna be a very telling tale of where they plan on going. They might honestly be trying just to move gradually towards the mobile market. I mean, we saw with the new Mario game that's gonna be out on the iPhone, and they might just be like, okay, well, we can make a lot of money here, but we can also sort of still have our console experience as well, so we could have a little bit less power, but still enough power for our first party games and maybe some third party games, but we don't really give a fuck about getting everyone back that we once had. We just care about sort of moving into this new domain that we think is going to be big, which is the mobile market, but also sort of cutting ourselves a piece of that pie in a different form as well, where we have mobile games, but then we also have sort of a more mobile experience that could also turn into a console as well, at just sit on your couch and play. So I think that they might be going more Japan focused. I wish that they were also keeping with the Western market in mind as well.
I think
Uh,
they do that a little bit because a lot of
they
kids
do,
right now they play on their iPad and stuff like that, and they also see at a yeah, when
yeah.
they age up, of course, that those games are just only focused on yeah, you spend yeah, getting as much money out of you as possible, and their depth is really missing. Of course, there are some games that are like this console experience, but really you will not find Zelda Breath of the Wild on the mobile phone anytime soon. So if you really want this console type of experience on the handheld, I think that's where Nintendo is going in, and I think that's a pretty smart strategy.
It's an all right strategy. I think that's a strategy that's been somewhat going for and a little bit for a while. I think the more mobile focus, of course, is new, and that sort of stemmed from like Pokemon Go and also what they think is gonna be a massive success in their new Mario game. I just don't think that a lot of gamers that start young and then evolve into something else, I don't think they continue playing mobile games that are not like gimmicky, like a Pokemon Go, for instance. I think that they move on to a more hardcore console that has the games that they want to play, but they also want those Nintendo games to be on there. But at the same time, they don't want to buy a Nintendo console because it's like, well, if I buy this Nintendo console, then I can't play like Call of Duty, I can't play Battlefield, I can't play The Witcher. I would have to buy another console on top of that. So, well, I might as well just buy that console instead. And so I think that by doing this, they may just sort of go the more we're just going to do our own thing route instead of trying to get the people that they once had before. And they're going to be sort of in the market of, adults that love Nintendo, that are just, fans of Nintendo that will just be with them forever. And then also the more sort of mobile market that will still have like the standard Pokemon RPG style games and stuff like that on it, but are not really going to be able to capture the more sit on your couch at home and play games hardcore type gamer. I don't think that they're really going to be aiming towards that anymore. And it's going to be interesting if that bold prediction comes true, because I'm interested to see sort of where the whole packages will be priced at. I think it'd be smart to have the tablet as well as the console as well, bundled up in like a $300 combo, and then the tablet maybe for like $200 or whatever, sold separately. And I wonder how that would do. And I just hope that if they do that, they don't like do some random gimpy way around, putting a good hard drive and storage system in them, like they did with the Wii U, where I was like, like you said, like 8 gigs or whatever, or 6 gigs. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was a disaster because you pretty much couldn't do anything with that. So you had to buy the next one above, or you're pretty much screwed. So I'm looking forward to their announcement and them detailing the NX a bit more, because at this point this is all rumors. Of course, the rumors have been stated over and over and over again, but I think your bold prediction is certainly an intriguing one. I think it's one that is a possibility, and I just wonder if it's going to come true or not.
It will be interesting when the NX launches, because then it will compete. Of course, it will be next to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One that will have bundles for $299 with, I mean, they're already there, Uncharted 4 and the PS4, and sometimes even an extra controller for $299. If Sony or if Nintendo wants to compete with that, that will be hard. They are always in this weird time. With the Wii U as well, they were in between generations, and they are now again. And of course, it's a totally different experience because it's also a handheld. But for some people that want a new system, and they look at the nice things that Sony and Microsoft can give them for that amount of money, while Nintendo, I think $299 for the console and the handheld is like the minimum. I think they can go below that, because then this feature, this hardware will really be maybe a PS3 that you can have on your hands or something like that. It will be even less powerful maybe than your mobile phone.
I just see it from the standpoint that it would entice me to buy the handheld alone if it was $200, but I definitely would not buy the rest of the package if that was the case, where it was $300 even, because I just wouldn't really see that much of a reason to, and I think that a lot of other people might not as well. and I think that's the struggle that they might have if they go that route. But I mean, it depends on sort of if they decide to put extra tech in that console, instead of just the handheld being the main powerhouse in the mix, and then the other one just sort of streaming into your TV. So that'll be interesting to see those details. I really am really interested to see those details.
And maybe if you buy the handheld, you can then upgrade to the console anytime you want. Like you buy it and then you see, okay, maybe it would be cool if I could now play Zelda on my screen. And then you go out and spend $100 for this like system that enables that.
Why
So
do they gotta be so secretive about these things? I've never understood that about Nintendo.
It's Nintendo, man.
Invite all the press, get everyone super hyped, get everything on the New York Times and all the other press outlets.
If they're going to do this on a Nintendo Direct, man, oh my god, that would really suck. That would really suck.
It's Nintendo though. It's Nintendo.
I think they have so much pride that the things that happened, for example, with Zelda Skyward Sword with the Wii Motion Plus that didn't work, they really don't want that stuff to happen, and that's why they might go for the Direct. But on the other hand, I don't think that the New York Times or something like that will care about a digital event, more than a real press conference. So it will be interesting. Hopefully it will all be clear, because that was also the case with the Wii U, where we were just like, what's the...
Is this a Wii extension?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if I told you this, but at the store I used to work, there were people that were going into the store and going to me with the U Draw tablet and thought that this was the Wii U. So, oh whoa, it's only $10. Oh, that's cheap. And they thought that this was the tablet controller because it totally looked the same.
God, their marketing was so bad on that.
Yeah.
So
oh
bad.
my god.
I even thought for the longest time, like, it took me at least a week to understand this is a separate console. So if I was like that, everyone else was like thinking the same thing. Like, oh my god.
There were people buying Wii U games, thought they were going to be on, that they can put that in their Wii, because Wii U, I mean, it sounds like PlayStation 4 Pro, like it's something new, or not something new, just a better version of a console you already have. What do you think? Will the NX be sold separately? Let us know in the comments down below. Remember, this was part of the Everything Gaming podcast that's up every Monday with discussions on the latest gaming news. So be sure to check it out by following the link I put in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching. Like this video if you did. Subscribe for more gaming discussions, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.